Ever since I was a little girl, I've been trying to save the world. It's changed form as I grew up. When I was 2, I was washing dishes, washing and drying dishes. When I was around 6, I started giving classes to other kids, like I knew something at 6, but at 6 I really thought I did. When I was 9, I was taking care of babies on my own, sometimes 2 or 3 or 4, putting them to bed, getting them up, feeding them. Basically, yeah, I was their primary caregiver. When I was 18, I decided that my life wasn't challenging enough, and I decided to come to Turkey as a volunteer teacher. There I was teaching refugees and orphans English. That was how I was saving the world at that time, which evolved to managing a nonprofit organization and eventually to personal development, coaching, and training. When I started to get in depth into the personal development and helping other people to change and understanding what that took and what that actually meant, I came to a shocking realization. I have problems. And it was like I was opening a cupboard or maybe an entire house and trying to clean something that had never been cleaned before. And it was really scary. It was dirty. Some of the closets had rats in them. I thought that my career of saving the world must be over. Because actually, I'm the one who needs to be saved. And during this time, I became very self-conscious about myself, about my profession, about who I was, and I was scared of people seeing me because I was afraid that they might see the rats, they might see the dirt, and they might call me a fake. They might call me a charlatan, or worse yet, they might reject me because of what they saw. So, when I would go on a date, a first date, or second date, or somehow very, very, very early on, I would try to preempt this by sitting down with the person and, hi, nice to meet you. By the way, I had rats in the closet. Just to avoid the process of them finding out on their own and the disaster that would surely come after that. When I was a kid, I was also always a perfectionist. Everything had to be perfect. I used to organize my clothes in color coordination, my drawer that I had. So it was like light blue, darker blue, darker blue, darker blue. The stack of blue shirts. And when I was finished with my own things, I would do it for other people. I would do it for my mother. She told me I used to organize her closets as well, and her clothes, and try to color coordinate them as well, because it wasn't enough for me to be perfect. Everyone around me had to be perfect as well. So, and I only realized this very recently, actually through talking to my mother, that with the personal development thing, suddenly I turned all of this perfectionism inward. And I thought, I have to be perfect inside. I can't have any dirt, I can't have any rats, I can't have anything stinking. I have to clean it all. And it was really overwhelming and exhausting to be opening closet after closet and finding more and more and more and more to clean. So I thought, maybe I just need to change my life's course. Maybe I just need to change it to survival mode instead of save the world mode. It was really depressing. I couldn't really live with that. In fact, everyone who told me, like, what are you trying to do and help, I would be like, don't mess with my saving the world plan, okay? Just leave it alone. It's the thing that's keeping me alive. But at the same time, I was very full of self-doubt, and I was very sad, and I became withdrawn. And then I realized something. I realized after going to many people, friends, family members, professionals, coaches, one psychologist, a hypnotist, pretty much anyone that I thought might have the answer to my problems. I finally, all of them gave me something different, gave me insight, or just gave me unconditional love and care, or just listened, or gave me a kick in the butt that I needed to take the next step. But none of them gave me the magic potion that I was looking for, that was going to make all the bad things go away and was going to make me perfect again on the inside. Like the way I thought I was. When I say again, I mean my perception of myself. And when I was at the verge of giving up on this whole project of Save Myself, Save the World, I realized that the only thing that I was actually doing wrong was rejecting the parts of myself that I thought were messy, that I was ashamed of, or that I was afraid of showing to other people. And that I needed to accept myself exactly as I was. And then I started to realize that I'm not the only one that has rats in the closet. Actually, everyone in one way or another has things that they suffer from, has things that they're ashamed of, has things that they're trying to hide, because we think that when they get out, for some reason, we're not going to be worthy of being loved anymore. And we're going to be rejected, we're going to be ridiculed, or we're going to be destroyed somehow. Something's going to be destroyed. Either a career, or a relationship, or a friendship, or even an entire life. I mean, when this stuff comes out, it's going to be terrible. But actually, it wasn't. And in this club, I realized that everyone has such an interesting ringtone. I realized that I don't need to be perfect. And that in fact, not being perfect is my greatest strength. Because the reason why I'm not afraid of dealing with the messiness and dealing with the problems that are part of being human is because I've been dealing with my own. And not being perfect is actually what people need to see. They need to see that in spite of not being perfect, you can still follow your dreams. You can still be loved. You can still do what you want to do. And you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect before that happens. And that is the most important thing that I got from this club. So I want to say thank you for every speech that I gave here, that you guys were listening, that I never felt judged, that I never felt, can I say this or not? In fact, I was generally excited to share something about myself, because somehow I knew that it would be received in a good way, and that my connection would be strengthened, and most of all, it wouldn't kill me. So, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to let that stop me from saving the world. So, excuse me, I've got a job to do.